Hello, child of God. This is CPA Shadrach Adino, an expert on wealth creation and management. I'm also a practicing auditor and a financial management consultant. Above all, I'm a born-again child of God and a pastor. Now, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to today's episode. On today's episode, we are going to cover 14 profitable businesses to start with between 30,001 and 50,000 Kenya shillings. Now, if you have that kind of money and you've been wondering where to put it, please pay keen attention to this video from the beginning to the end. And to those who have been wondering whether we can also conduct trainings to their staff or to their groupings, please, we assure you that is part of what we do. We also conduct trainings on groupings of people. Now, over to 14 profitable businesses to start with between 30,001 and 50,000 Kenya shillings. Business number one is milk business. Now, milk is a very nutritious dairy product consumed by people of all ages. The young and the old, the rich and the poor alike consume milk. Therefore, that means the demand for milk product is quite high and it is worth giving a trial. Now, what are the requirements for milk business? Number one, you need a shop or a kiosk. And this shop is a place where customers will locate you whenever they need milk products. Therefore, you need a shop. You need also maybe a kiosk. So whichever you can afford at the moment, either shop or a kiosk, it is very important if you want to start a milk business. And my advice is start with a cheap shop or a cheap kiosk. Don't start with an expensive premises. Number two, permits and license required. You need a permit from the local government. From the local county office, you need a business permit. Number three, you need a food handler's certificate, either from the county council or from a hospital. You cannot do milk business without a food handler's permit, a food handler's certificate. The third item that you need for this kind of business is furniture. I'm saying you need seats. And why do I say you need seats? You will be getting walk-in customers that would want to consume your milk product. They need a place to sit. Therefore, you need furniture for such kind of customers. The other item that you need are serving utensils because people will be consuming your milk. Therefore, you need utensils with which to serve them. The fifth item, obviously, that you need is fresh milk. Because you are a milk dealer, you need fresh milk to supply to your customers. Now, to make good profit and retain your customers, please do the following. Number one, maintain hygiene and a clean environment. Normally, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. Therefore, ensure that your environment is clean. Number two, you need to get supplies directly from dairy farmers. Don't buy from brokers. You'll be in good business and you'll make good profits if your supplies come from dairy farmers. Now, later on, you should also consider now farming cows, owning cows. When you own cows, and I say later on, you'll be making comparatively great profits. Now, I advise you that if you want to make good profits, consider expanding into other milk products like yogurt. When you expand to yogurt, you'll be expanding the database of your customers. Now, if you want to make good profits, again, I add, consider stocking snacks. When people come to consume your milk in your shop, let them also find accompaniments like snacks, like mandazi, like bread. If you do that, you'll be expanding your profits. Now, if you have about 50,000 Kenya shillings, my friend, I can tell you that is an ideal amount of money to begin with if you want to start milk business. Business number two, cake baking business. Now, baking business is very good if you have knowledge and passion for cake baking. If you know how to bake cake, please consider cake baking business. But if you don't know, I want to advise you to train yourself on how to bake cake before you begin. Once you get that knowledge, please go ahead and begin cake baking business. Now, the products of a cake business include cakes that are consumed in wedding parties, cakes that are consumed in birthday parties, cakes that are consumed in various kind of celebrations like graduation parties. You also need cakes that will be consumed by the general public even if there is no ceremony. That is very important for a cake baking business. Now, what do you need to do to enhance or to increase on your profits? When you're baking cake, please consider also selling soft drinks like sodas, because you will be getting walk-in customers that will want to consume your cake right inside your shop. The business will be very lucrative if you also stock soft drinks like milk, like sodas for people to consume when they are consuming your cake. Now, what are the requirements for cake baking business? What you need are baking ingredients, number one. Number two, you need packaging equipment. You also need an oven. You also need a mixing equipment. You also need seats and tables for your customers. Now, to be in profit, I advise you, my friend, become visible. Let people know that you are doing cake baking business. So market your business so that you don't stand alone. Let people know that you're doing that kind of business. Now, I also advise you, if you want to do cake baking business, consider including bread later on. Don't just concentrate on cakes. Also consider expanding into bread baking as your business grows. How much do you need? You need about 50,000 shillings to start cake baking business. Business number 3 is hardware business. Now, if you are also wondering which kind of business to do with about 50,000 shillings, consider hardware business. Now, hardware business is also very profitable if you plan your business very well. Now, you need to position that hardware shop in a place where there is high demand. And where do we get high demand for hardware materials? There is high demand in places where there is high concentration of building. Where building is going on, the demand for hardware materials will also be high, because hardware shops normally stock building materials like wooden doors, nails, iron sheets, cement, padlocks, and such like building materials. That is why I am advising you that if you want to embark on a hardware business, please concentrate or identify a shop in an area where there is high concentration of construction, and you will get a ready market there. Now, to start a hardware business, you need the following. Number one, you need a shop located in an area where there are lots of construction activities. Number two, you need furniture and shelves. Number three, you need a business license from the local county government. Number four, you need hardware materials to sell to your customers. How much do you need? As I have said, about 50,000 Kenya shillings to start with is ideal for this kind of business. Now, business number 4 is electrical shop business. Now, like hardware materials, electrical materials are also in demand in a place where there is high concentration of building activities. Now, what materials should you stock if you want to embark on electrical business? Now, number one, you need electrical wires, you need switches, sockets, bulbs, lamp holders, and many other such electrical appliances if you want to start an electrical business. I want to assure you, the rate of consumption of electrical materials will be very high as long as you position yourself in a place where there is high concentration of construction activities. You will be in business in such a place. Now, what do you need to acquire if you want to start this kind of business? Number one, you need a shop located in a place where there is high construction activities. Number two, you need furniture and shelves. Number 3, you need a business license from the local county government. And number 4, you need electrical materials to sell to your customers if you want to embark on this kind of business. How much do you need to start this kind of business? You need about 50,000 or less or more. But as a beginner, 50,000 is ideal for this kind of business. Now, business number 5, chairs and tent rentals. Now, chairs and tent rental is increasingly becoming popular, especially where there are party activities, where there are wedding parties, where there is a funeral, and where there are celebrations of any kind. People are increasingly using garden kind of parties. And in garden kind of activities, you don't need a building. You only need a field and tents and chairs. You will be in business if people identify that you are supplying such kind of commodities. Now, what are the average prices if you have a tent and if you have chairs? Now, I've done some kind of research. The common prices for a 100-seater tent is going for 2,000 shillings or even 2,500 Kenya shillings. And for plastic chairs, the price is going for 10 shillings per chair. So if you have a tent and you have chairs and people can easily identify you, you'll be in business with wedding parties. You'll be in business where there are funerals. You'll be in business where there are graduation parties. You'll be in business where there are such kind of events or activities going on. And I tell you, you'll be making good business once you market yourself. To start this business, just buy 1 or 2 tents. Start from a humble beginning, depending on the amount of capital that you have, and then buy approximately 100 chairs. You will start good business. Now, what do? Market yourself. My friend, let people know that you have those tents. Let people know that you have those plastic chairs, and your business will start picking up slowly. As the number of your clients increase, now you can be adding on to the number of tents that you have. Add more chairs, and you don't need even a vehicle. All you need to do is identify a lorry or somebody who has a lorry who can help you transport, or even just a pickup, somebody who can help you transport your tent and somebody who can help you transport your chairs to a place where there is a celebration party. The other thing that you need to do is identify some 2 or 3 young men who can be helping you with the erecting of your tents. Now, I want to also mention 9 businesses, without explaining them, that you can embark on if you have about 50,000 Kenya shillings. Number 1, home daycare. Number 2, LPG gas refilling. Number 3, food delivery to offices. Number 4, mobile money agency. Number 5, professional cleaning business. Number 6, real estate brokering. Number 7, dry cleaning business. Number 8, pharmacy business. And number 9, movie shop business. Dear listener, if you have that amount of money, consider the 14 businesses that I have just mentioned above. Let me stop there, dear listener, and I thank you sincerely from the depth of my heart for giving me your ears. Again, I want to request you, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and help us in sharing it with those people on your list of contacts. And as I have said before, if you are considering getting somebody to train your staff, or even to talk to your group of people, we are also available to provide such kind of trainings. May God bless you and may you prosper in Jesus' name. Amen.